I gotta talk some sense into you. And sense will eventually add up, right? To the young thugs and the gunners. Got all that money and want to be gangster. Everybody got all this money and now they think that they living in a movie. It can seem like it. And keep in mind, movies are designed to move you and me, whether it be to the left or whether it be to the right. The future is bright. And in the wind we'll blow. And in the wind we all know that's which we need to survive. We told you the deadline was 2043. We told you there's a significant date in 2030, right? And in 2043, the vortex will be open and we'll be leaving here. And some of you will stay as caretakers as the planet begins to reset itself. Everybody's scared that's at the top, wondering when is that day where they all get repaid, the big payback. So they hide, they go under, they go above and beyond. But only way you stay here or there is you change your frequency. You must change your vibration. You got to do a lot right to make up for all the wrong you did to balance it back out. That's how you win. And we're talking to a specific group called the Imperialists, right? The only way you survive is change. But do you change to the left or do you change to the right? A lot of beings change to the left because they hadn't made the shift yet. They still, it's people, you might not recognize this, but a lot of y'all are transforming. This is the information that we put out, the transforming, right? And a lot of y'all are transforming to the fifth dimension. Those who heart chakra, who vibrate on the heart, the green, the seven, the neutral zone, because all of you are neutral beings. Some of you lean more to your benevolent side. It's those that were born benevolent that's really having a hard time here because they're easy to convince. But the only way you survive is change. You got to balance out. If you leaning to the left too hard, your plane will crash. Your ship will crash. If you lean to the right too hard, your ship will crash here as well. You must maintain the 0 point energy in order to cross over to the other side of the mirror. As we go, those will know that we're moving to the fifth. So it's some people that are still traveling, are stuck on a third density, and thus you see them promoting the real old, like the stuff that enslaved us, right? They're still promoting it. The mental mentality that enslaved us. They're still promoting it. And so they haven't evoluted to the higher frequency that the planet is going on. That's why it's getting hotter, solar flares. They're trying to switch the technology up to survive the heat. But all this gonna not be knocked out. They don't got the technology. At least they don't want to release it to the public. The technology that they got that we can make to survive. So they just took it. But eventually, that's gonna be out as well. Because you can run, but you can't hide for the face of the Heavenly One anew. You can run, but you can't hide. We gotta find each and every one of you. So the only way you survive is change. Change for the better. Balance out all the bad you did with good. And then you will hit the 0 point and you can get out of here. 0 point's how you get out. A being wanted me to break that down on the left side of the mirror. Like I said, we already broke it down a couple of classes back. Go back to get the ancient technology tape. Go back and get the ancient technology tape, part 1 and part 2, right? Go back and get that tape and then scan through it, and then you'll hear the breakdown of the left side and the right side of the mirror. And as we proceed to give you what you need, life is long and sweet if you make it. But it also can be short and sweet if you make it. Your destiny is in your hands. Your fate is in your heart. Because it's your own heart that's going to bear witness against you when the time comes for the heart to be weighed. You got to talk some sense into you, young man. Pull up your pants. Don't participate in crimes that's going to come back to hunt you later. Don't get caught in the matrix. And a lot of people can't take it. A lot of people won't make it because we're here for the very few. Our family. Other peoples are here to pick up their family from other places in other star nations. But we're here to get ours. We're here to get our family and leave as one. No trouble. We ain't here to start no trouble. Because don't start no shit, it won't be no shit. And the wind will blow. There's rules and regulations that are being broken here, especially on a mental capacity to keep your brains less than 10% so that you won't be able to ascend. Go up. Once you get past 25%, all your higher senses will come back. Once you make it to 40%, you'll be able to shade shift, change your clothes, change your appearance. There's beings that can do this from other galaxies, right? Because you're coming from the fourth dimension, which is they operating on your mental plane. What you see through your eyes, they can alter it because they know it's just a light frequency. So it's beings that come here, rocking 40% of their brain at least, and you get most of the people that's 25%, maybe around. You got to be like around 35 to 40% for them to start traveling. Have the technology to travel certain long distances in a short amount of time. But there are beings that come here that can change their appearance. Go watch the X-Men movie. And that chick that changed her, it changed to look like anybody. There's beings that can do that from certain galaxies. Yeah. So that's like 40% of your brain. Then you go into 50%. And then now you utilizing dark matter and things of that nature. The race that operated at 50% and higher, like higher to 60%, they operating off of dark matter. So that's high level. And then you're going into that's high level, but that's still like fifth dimensional because in between the fifth dimension and like a little bit of the fourth all the way up into the fifth dimension, you rocking at about 95% of your brain. And then once you get the last 4 points, maybe 5 points, then you can ascend. Go watch the Lucy movie. They break it down up and down, right? With her brain. Notice the things she could do as her brain. She can alter matter at a certain percentage in her brain, right? She can make a build a supercomputer from dark matter after she became 100%. This is what the real power of God is. The real power is your brain capacity. How much information the knowledge? Because keep in mind, in the Bible, when the God Enlil dropped his creation off, his final creation off in the garden, and the being who they refer to as Satan or the snake or the serpent, this being was really a reptilian being, right? A form of reptilians. The snakes are reptilians. And most of the snake clans coming from dragons, right? But this being, we're giving the snake mentality pretty much. But the being could be one of those, those Vulcans, those beings who came here on the Ninja fleet, right? The Naga fleet, the beings who came here from the Ninja fleet on Meldeck crashed, that landed in the Bermuda Triangle. So that ties in too with billions of years going back. So you got to keep in mind, got to tie in the extraterrestrial shit with what's happening here, right? So these beings from Meldeck crash landed, right? And Enlil, these beings came in contact with each other. Or these Dragonian, really, the Dragonians really are it's a humanoid looking ones. It's different types, but the Dragonians is the ones that probably taught the man, or we think they taught the man, or it could have been the race, the Nagas from Cyrus, because that's evidence of that too. Evidence of that too in the Dogon tribe. These people that said it came from Cyrus, and they were talking about Cyrus B and C and all this prior to the government or anybody in the astronomy world was even talking about the Dogons. So it's evidence in the Dogons that some beings from Cyrus came here. So those reptilians could have been the Fishman too, from Cyrus, the Fishman who came here. There's evidence in the Dogon tribe, and the Dogon tribe is connected way back too, you know. But in the Bible, the being got mad. We'll get to the point. But in the Bible, the being got mad. Enlil got mad because somebody taught them what he knew, taught the humans what he knew, and so he got mad about it, and then he punished. You know what I'm saying? And it's still this being Enlil was supposed to be a benevolent being. But it depends on what point of view you're looking at it from, what angle, what perspective are you checking him out from? Because if you on a news side, he kind of leaned to both sides. He balanced. He's 0 point, so he's sitting and listening to both sides of the story, right? So he pretty much like, you know, that's my son. He leaned more to that side, but Enlil got mad because Adam and Eve learned the knowledge, the tree of knowledge, right? It's the information. So they got enough information to where they could survive without God. They didn't need God anymore, so God got mad. Then eventually God said these people were evil and destroyed them during the time of Noah's flood. And that was Enlil. Enlil is the one that made the covenant with Noah about the bow. Because Enlil was at this time Enlil was on the mothership Nibiru because they kicked him off the planet. He had to go back to Nibiru so he could dispatch a crystal city, which we got several on mothership Nibiru. We have several ships of these crystal cities on mothership Nibiru. So he dispatched the bow, which they refer to in Genesis during the time of Noah. The bow was a crystal city that hovers above the center of the earth in the fifth dimension. And it's powered by the center sun that is radiating through the top. And it's actually keeping the planet from exploding by it being there. Keeping that, because really, you got to keep in mind that sun was formed from a bomb that these niggas, I don't know if I can say that word, but that keep in mind that sun was formed from a rocket that had came from the 4 ships that was locked in mothership Nibiru's force field, and it disabled the equipment on these people's ship because they was under attack. But what happens is Enlil eventually, like I said, got rid of everybody and tried to, at least that's what he claimed to be everybody, because I think he only flooded one area because the giants still survived, like Goliath. There was giants in the earth in those days, and there's still giants here right now. So he ain't wipe all the giants out, because what is Shaquille O'Neal? What is Wilt Chamberlain? Niggas is 7 foot tall, man. They're still giants. They take these people and they put them in the NBA, so you don't see them every day. So it ain't normal to see a 7 foot dude, because that 7 foot dude gonna be in the NBA. They're gonna give him a lot of money, because why? Because it proved that extraterrestrials is still walking right around the earth right now. Like, if you see a 7 foot guy, he going to the NBA, I don't give a damn how sorry he is. I'm telling you, man. And you got niggas taller than that. Like the black African dude, I forget his name. He was tall, like 7'5". Niggas like y'all mean. These niggas extraterrestrial, man. It was giants in the earth in those days. Why? Because certain extraterrestrials, like called the Titans, came here and mixed in with the human race in Genesis chapter 6. See, it says the sons of God came down and they found daughters of men. Then it says another group of sons of God came down. So it's different groups that's coming here that's mixing with men. And some of those groups, most of those groups still survive. And it's beings in the NBA right now that are from that clan, the Giants, the Money Man. Niggas just like Shaquille O'Neal, if you see him in real life, that's a big dude, man. 7 foot, 300 some pounds. The dude like he is a damn Titan, for real. The Giants are still here. They just put them in the NBA. They really don't get 7 foot niggas in the football because these people are too fragile. They get hit. They get broke up. That's why the average height in the NFL is about around 6 feet to 6'7", 6'8". Most of them niggas be quarterback and wide receivers. But if you that tall, you could get broke up, man. So they go to the NBA. Everybody is 7 foot. Niggas like I think AD is 7 foot. Right? So it's like people that's tall in the NBA. And people like that. It's people that's real tall in the NBA. Yeah, but back to the story. Enlil over time chose a people out of Abraham, out of Shem bloodline. He picked Shem, and then out of his bloodline, spun the bloodline of the beings who calling themselves Israelites, from Abraham, down to his son Isaac, down to his son Jacob and Esau. And the tribe said they were down with Jacob, which means to trick, which means to undermine. And Enlil made a contract with these people. That's what you call Deuteronomy. See, it's really not talking about the books of Moses. Yeah, the books of Moses, Deuteronomy is really got a contract in it. It says, if you follow these rules and regulations that I got, then I'll be your God, pretty much. He made a contract. Enlil made a contract with the niggas, steal their rights, and to guard them. Sign a contract with a nigga, he your God, if he got the upper hand in the contract. So Enlil made a deal with these niggas to be their God, but he couldn't even hold up to the contract. So so these people really need to break free from Enlil too, because in the contract he said they do, but they broke the contract. But you got to think about this part of the contract, right? They broke this contract by not doing what he said, but prior to that, during the time, he couldn't even, they God, they need to think about this. The Hebrews need to think about this. During the time, they God couldn't even provide food for them and shelter. They had to come to Egypt. They had to come to Kemet just to survive. Now, they can play the game and say, oh, Jacob, not Jacob, they can say the brother, Joseph, they sent the brother Joseph, and he's in there. He the one told the Pharaoh from their God. That don't even make sense. That don't even make sense. If your God was that cold, you know what I'm saying? If your God Enlil was that cold, why he had to send a nigga, get some nigga sold into slavery, then get him put with the Pharaoh, where he probably was balling, living close to the Pharaoh, but then they say that your nigga Joseph told your God was so powerful, he put a dream in your dude. He put a dream in your Joseph, and then made Joseph tell the Pharaoh about the 7 years. Man, that's a bunch of crap. We was already saving up because we knew about the hard times. We was already storing the grain. That's old, man. That's old information, man. They try to play us, man. We was already doing that before your God. Matter of fact, your God learned from our God. Right? Same thing, really. Right? We was already doing it. They try to play that, man. But if your God was so powerful, why didn't he just feed y'all food from the sky like he did during the time when Moses and them was in the wilderness for 40 years? He fed y'all then. Why couldn't he feed y'all then? Why he had to send y'all to Egypt and then to start some shit? Because Abraham came and lied about Sarah being his wife. He should have told Pharaoh that was his half sister or whatever, and that was his wife. But because of him, the Pharaoh got cursed. His God. What type of God is this? You don't look at both sides of the fucking story. He just punished the nigga for lying. He punished the Pharaoh for Abraham lying to him. Oh man, this shit is backwards, man. Your God is backwards. Enlil is backwards. That's just one thing, man. Or 2, 3 things, nigga, you know. Then, as we move along, they God eventually couldn't provide no food for him. Why? Because he probably was in another galaxy doing some other stuff, and he couldn't provide no food. So what he did is he sent a telepathic message to these people to go to Egypt. Come on, man. That's the only way to spend, man. But other than that, it ain't spending. It ain't spending like that, man. It ain't spending like that. Other than that, it ain't spending. You can't spend it on us, man. Enlil is a jealous God. That's what he said. Don't serve no other God before me, which is the admittance that there's other gods. Now you can't say that your God is the only good God because that'll be imbalanced. One good God and 10,000 bad gods, man, that ain't no even match. You know what I'm saying? So it's got to be more than one good God as well. Because that's what we call benevolence. Benevolence are good. Malevolence are disagreeable or bad, supposedly. But it depends on what perspective you're looking from, though. So from certain people's perspective, Enlil might be the good guy. But Enlil must be crazy off his rocker because of the shit that he put through. You know what I'm saying? Like these people, he claimed in Deuteronomy 6 that he's going to make these people above all the people. Like it's in Deuteronomy, like the first part of Deuteronomy. Maybe Deuteronomy, I think chapter 7, verse 6. I think it's right around there. I might be off on that, but it's in between 7 and 6 chapter where it says that I'll raise you above all the people on the face of the earth. He raised his kids above all his children. Because keep in mind, these are God's children, Enlil's children, right? God's people. Which God? So when somebody say you're a God child, which God? Enlil? The God of the Bible? Or Amun? The Most High deity in ancient Kemet, which all y'all say at the end of y'all prayers, the religious people, like the Christians, Jews, and the people who represent true Islam. Anybody that represents Islam says these 3 main religions use the Egyptian God at the end of their prayers. The Most High God, Amun. Amen. I mean, no matter how you flip it, it's all ancient Kemet information. So which God? Because you got to be specific. Who your God? Who your Yahweh? Because keep in mind, there's two different distinctions in the Bible. God translated as Elohim, which is a plural, a group of beings. And then Elo, which would be, you can't really tell the difference in the English because they just put God there, which is singular and plural. But then you got Lord, which can translate to Rabboni, which could translate to Adonijah, which could translate to several different terms depending on, because Lord could translate back into the monkey beings, the ape beings, humanoid ape beings who mix with the Hindus, but they were called lords. Monkeys, where you get the word monk from. These were beings who, because they had the Hindu, keep in mind these people had the Hindu religion when they came. You know what I'm saying? These people from Nevada, from the Procon star system. But Enlil, he pulled a lot of stuff through the book. Then he this supposed to be the same God, but really it's a different God if they talking about. But Enlil sent his son. Enlil is the one that sent his son to die on the cross for you, right? Not Hanuel's son, which is the real one, but because keep in mind, Enlil named his kids the same as us. Can't make the confusion. Really, Anu knows best because he allowing this to happen because it's going to eventually balance out. The equation is eventually going to balance out with Enlil and Enki. Right? This is Enki land, though. He's the prince. Enki is the prince because his mother was the queen of this planet, or the princess of this planet. And his grandfather was the king or the ruler at one point of the surface and the waters. So Enki is rightful heir to this planet. But Enlil, his people, they have no home. The people that he created to undermine Enki because he got jealous. Keep in mind, he a jealous God. You know what I'm saying? So he got jealous. If he a jealous God, he jealous of other gods, which one of the gods was his brother named Enki. Right? And so what did he do? Implant his own hybrid race and tell them he gonna put them above everybody on the earth. And they went around causing the real devils. Everywhere they go, they steal people's land and say, this is my land. And they make you say it's a spell of sleep, amnesia. It's a combination of a spell of sleep and amnesia to make you think that God is above and God is not in you. When the Bible says in the beginning, God breathed his spirit into man. Which God? Was it Enlil? What denotes the spirit of God in that particular part? Who's the one breathing their breath into us? Because then once we get down to that, we can figure out why we the way we is here and we can balance it out. But Enlil got jealous of his brother, so he set up a plan to rob his people out of his shit, just like the Jacob and Esau story. It plays out over and over again. Why? Because we in a spiral wave form. This planet is really a vibration. You think it's solid and all that and light. Really, everything is a vibration. So everything is in a vibration. So everything is in a vibration, and you just seeing it as light, shape, or sound, color. Really, everything is a sound. Really, when you go back, you go to the slow. As you slow down and slow it back to the beginning, everything is a sound. And then from that sound, boom. Because when something explodes, you hear the sound, boom. The sound hit you first. Then you see the light and the smoke. So the sound hit you first, boom. The sound blast. Sound hit you first. So the slowest frequency was sound. And then because things started out slow and then they sped up. That's always how it go. If something is at a standstill, it's got to take off slow and then speed up to get to the fast point. And that's what gives us the frequency to be able to slow down their ship and jump into this dimension. It's frequency. It's all vibration. So they can speed it up to another, they can just turn it to another channel. It's just how a radio works, a two-way radio. You turn a two-way radio to channel 1, and the other guys that you communicating with is on channel 1. So that's a band. That's a frequency that y'all vibrating on, and y'all can connect with each other on that particular wave, vibration or sound wave or whatever wave. It's like it's a sound wave or a frequency. You can vibrate on that particular wave, and then somebody cut it to channel 2. Now the people on channel 1 can't hear you no more. All the people above, really. If you got it on channel 2, unless they can turn down to channel 2 and listen. See, the people that's up higher can turn down to the other 2 channels because they got 3 channels. So they can turn down to channel 1 and channel 2. You only got 1 channel when you operating on 1. Then you operating on 2, you got 2 channels. Then you turn it up to 3, and then now you can talk to the other guy if he on 3. But, the vibration is higher than the 2. Then you go to channel 4, channel 5, you know what I'm saying? It's just like going up in the dimensions. So in the 5th dimension, in the 5th dimension, if both y'all on 5 on the walkie-talkie on the channel 5, then y'all can hear each other, but everybody below y'all can't hear y'all because they don't got that channel to go up there high unless they got the 5th channel. So that's how the galactics is really working on the dimensions. Now, people that's up high and can turn down, and that's what they call telepathic information. They can pump that into the mental brain, and then you can repeat what they said, or take it and use it, like Adolf Hitler, scientists did back in the day, in like the 1930s, when Hitler was doing all that ancient technology. But it's all dealing with vibrations and frequencies. And Enlil didn't want people to know this to this very day, because he want his people to take over the planet and our people to say that we ain't even from this planet. It's a lot of people that ain't from this planet, but it's a lot of people that are, and them Inky kids. See, my dad's name is Henry Will. We are the students, the teachers, and my brother, Apariel, who is Metatune. We here, Metatune is benevolent. We here to balance the thing out. The sons of Henry Will. And they own people. They own Jesus. That's why it's different Jesus in the Bible, man. Like you got Jesus, which is Yeshua, his son, Simon Bar Jesus. Then you got Jesus of Cleophas. Then you got Mark Antony and Cleopatra's son, who was a virgin of Jesus. Then you got other beings in other cultures who were recognized as Jesus, the return of the second coming of this and that, right? But Enlil sent his son to save his people, to die for his people. This is the higher level of this shit, man. And so what kind of power does your God got? Is he got to have somebody to come and die. And they can go into to sacrifice and all this, man. Just think about it. Just lose your logics. If you are almighty and all powerful and unstoppable type of a God, why are you sending somebody to die? Now, people can go and they can say that I'm talking evil talk because they still in the Bible. But what I'm telling you is, I know from a kid that didn't make any sense. from all powerful, all wise and exact. All I had to do was snap my fingers and say, everything straighten up. You know what I'm saying? Back like without this evil intent always out to you, trying to seduce you, trying to entice you, trying to influence you, trying to move you, trying to steal your car. And I ain't talking about your car with the 4 wheels on it. I'm talking about your car with the 2 legs. Trying to steal your car. Why is it these bacteria always after you? Viruses always after you. It's always something chasing you, trying to get your energy, man. Because everything needs energy to survive. It don't matter if you're at the top in the ninth dimension with a news layer. In the news layer, everything needs energy. Everything is trying to get energy. Even the money that they got, which is it's a form of energy. Even though money is not really what it is, like the value is held by the mental construct. But people talking bad on money, but money really is more. It's gonna really go out, not because it's crashing and all lit. What it's gonna go out for is because it's in the fifth dimension. You ain't gonna be able to change paper money. Cryptocurrency is the fifth dimensional. Cryptocurrency is the fifth dimensional monetary system. See, you go into a high. People fighting against what they don't know. They have. They complain and blame the Illuminati, and they blame these people who they say running the world. But these people that's running the world is really you got to keep in mind. It's 2 different groups It's a good group who is being blamed to be bad, right? This good group are scientists. They don't believe in religion. Some of them might subscribe to the Aaron Hubbard philosophy, but what I'm telling you is. These people are here to advance the planet. And then it's another group that's here to keep you, they herding for they overlord, Alelu, and these Dragon reptilians, man. And they go under the skies of religion. Because anytime you see religion, automatically know the reptilians involved. Because the RIs use the religion to get the worship points so they can ascend to higher, because they know if people give you their energy, and they call them fanatics. If people give you their energy, right, you can use their energy as a fuel to boost yourself up to the higher dimension. So that's why they created religion. Religion is all based around worship. It's part of their worship in order to get ascend. So that's what it's about, man. So that's what religion. So anytime you see anytime somebody come with a religion, it's automatic reptilian shit, man. Reptilian driven. I'm telling you, man. Like Dragons. That's they gang. So that's what's happening, man. It's a whole bunch of stuff going on that level. But we just wanted to bring you that, man. That's just another. We're gonna be putting these tapes out, right? If you're hearing this now, man, this tape probably old now because it's we pre-recorded it, right? But these are the tapes that we're putting out now, man. We're going to another level. We're going to the fifth dimension. We're dealing with fifth dimensional information, man. Tahuti just put me on and told me a lot of stuff. So there's gonna be a lot of these tapes coming and breaking certain stuff down that you need to know in order to access these dimensions. We're gonna do the dream tape too. We're gonna get the dream tapes out, right? And keep in mind, dream means DRAM, the RAM. The RAM is random access memory. So your dream plays a part in what's in your memory, stored in your memory. So if you store good things in your memory, you can have more pleasant dreams. We're going to get into that on the dream tape. But we just want to break some of this stuff down, begin to break some of this higher level of information down. And we already got this in a book already that's going to be coming out. because we getting the books. Pretty much scrapping the old books, and we giving them. We're gonna get those away once we start. We're scrapping the old books, and once we get them all, the pictures and everything redone in them, we're gonna start putting those out. The books, the old books out. We're gonna get those out for free. The new books are all gonna be copyrighted, and everything's gonna be so we can start putting it on Amazon and other websites. So so the Ascension manual and all that, we're gonna update all that stuff, information. Then, because maybe it's a good thing that now I can update all that information, and really that information is already updated. But I just want to add, not change what I got. I just want to add more shit to make it thicker, like a part 2 to it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we getting it, man. We putting it out. We're taking you to another level. The fifth dimensional information is now being poured into the planet because it's a fight, man. Because there's a certain amount of people they got to be able. Once we get a certain amount of people, we could go on into the fifth dimension. But it's certain people that's holding the planet back by their mentality and the way they think. They think like a beast. A beast attacks each other in the field. A beast hunt down people and prey on them and eat on them alive, eat them alive. That's the gun violence. That's the, and a lot of stuff is senseless, man. Senseless stuff, man. But they still think like thrive on the beast's mentality. They attacking each other, eating each other alive, and turning on each other. Always fighting for a position, fighting for competition for who got the biggest, right? Who got the big stuff? Who the big man on the top of the hill? That's out of the beast mentality, man. So that's what's happening here. So people got to get out of the beast mentality in order to ascend. A certain group of us, only our family, but it's been the confusion going on here. But the Pope, like I said, it's a group. That's the good side. They are scientists, and most of the time they refer to it as the Illuminati. The Illuminati is the good guys. I'm telling you, man. Because what you thinking, the Hellfire Council is different from the Illuminati. The Illuminati is, go back and watch that movie with, was that Nicolas Cage? And that movie is called Angels versus Demons. And really they was trying to play the church off as the angels and these Illuminati as demons. Now the church, let's think about it. If in the movie the Illuminati was against the church, then the church is down with Lelu. We already established that. They try to hit certain groups. Lelu is here to herd with Ashtar Command and take over the planet. They both have the same agenda. Because remember, I told you Ashtar Command usually work with whoever better benefits their agenda, and the Lelu benefits their agenda because She-Ran is a Lelu, but it also goes along with Enlil because Enlil benefits their agenda. This is the shit that's happening, man. I'm telling you, bro. Shit is crazy. Yeah, so it's all connected, man. We're gonna be bringing you more and more. We're putting out about maybe 4 tapes. Putting out about 4 tapes like this a week, and then we're gonna put out maybe 4 lives that'll put us together 8 tapes a week. So I record these late at night, and then chop them up, right? Maybe put some music behind it, and maybe not. Maybe something telling me don't put the music behind it, so I ain't gonna put the music behind these tapes. We're just gonna let them roll, right? But yeah, man, we just wanted to bring that to you. We're gonna be back on again the day, so because we dropped these pre-recorded tapes on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And we might do an extra one in there on Wednesday night, right? So we'll do one on Wednesday night. So we'll do them on Tuesday, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And then we'll go live on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. So Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So that's four openings for the live. And then we'll do the other days, we'll do the pre-recorded tapes. So man, we hope we cracked your head tonight or twisted your cap. And we'll be twisting caps every night, man, bringing it to you, man. You know, keeping it live, keeping it lit. So, peace, Islam, Ashug, love, divine love throughout the balanced universe to all. Wadu.